All right, so thank you, Mike. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Michelle De Silva. I'm the quality head and the senior scope analyst at eDot Solutions. With me also present is the CEO of eDot Solutions, Captain Ruchin Dayal, and also my colleagues, Ms. Shreya and Apurva, who have been instrumental in developing the Marine Surveyor search app that I'm going to show to you now. Also present is Lorinda Carvalho, who is one of the founder members of eDot Solutions, and we are located in Goa, which is on the west coastline of India. And we are all extremely pleased to be here today. All right. So while I look forward to presenting to you the Marine Surveyor search app, I would like to take this opportunity to thank each of you who are sitting here, as well as those IIMS members who may not be present, but are active users of the CPD and the eSubmit applications. So a brilliant idea can only become a movement when people subscribe to it, when people take the time to indulge. So in this case, make an effort to use the apps, right? So thank you once again, all of you who are using the apps, and we ask you to continue to do so, thus availing of the many benefits that the apps bring to you. While we at eDot continuously strive to give you the best possible user experience while using the apps. Before I begin, I would also like to acknowledge the time and patience of the IIMS team, especially Mike, Cam, and David, who have gone through us over video conferences, many of them, and formulated the app designs and focused on the usability of the app. More importantly, ensuring or balancing the technology with the nuances of the survey trade. Right, and the result is what I'm going to show to you right now. The topics that we are covering, we are briefly going to see the features, the benefits, the structure of the app. Then we're going to see the websites. Shreya will walk you through them. Thereafter, I'll walk you through the mobile app, and I'll also try and give you a brief demo in the 20 minutes that I have, after which we'll take some questions. All right, so the app is an initiative by the IIMS. You could describe it as a search tool which would help you to search qualified marine surveyors in a very simple, efficient manner. What are the main features? So you could broadly classify them into 3 categories, classify them into search. So you're able to search surveyors who are efficient. You can search them in your geographical area, and you may also search surveyors anywhere in the world, right? We have a lot of advanced filters in the app that you could base your search on. I'm going to try and show you that as well. From the personalization perspective, each user has a unique login, and you could thus save your surveyors as favorites. You could see them, the recent surveyors, and you can directly contact them right from the app by using the call and the email feature. Finally, you can rate your surveyors basis their performance, right? And from a management perspective, the IIMS admin can make use of the dashboards. US surveyors can log in and see what is your information. You can ensure that it is up to date. All right. Finally, thus we have verified profiles into the app. What makes the app so different? So since the IIMS definitely understands that each of the marine surveyors perform critical functions in the survey industry to ensure the safety of the vessels, the people, and the goods on the waters, right? It also has digitized the CPD program, making it very convenient to avail of the CPD points. eDot, who has developed the app, are ISO 27001 certified. We follow ISMS processes, that is Information Security Management System. We've made every endeavor to ensure that the app is GDPR compliant and has security algorithms right from the registration process. You get a verification code, so yeah, that's all covered. I missed a slide. All right, so what are the many benefits? You can, as I said before, you can search a surveyor from your geographical area. You can search specialized surveys basis their area of specialization, basis the surveys that they undertake. You can call them directly or email them from the app itself. You have their phone numbers available in the database which comes up in the app. It's economical, as there's no middlemen or agents that you have to go through now, and you can rate your surveyors. Now, the basic structure of the app, we have the first two are the website modules. So each surveyor data which is present in the IIMS database is now in your website, that is in the surveyor profile portal. If at all you find that there's some, maybe the data is outdated, you can go ahead and make the changes which the admin in the admin portal will approve basis the documentation that you provide when you make the changes. And finally, only the approved changes will now come into the mobile app. Now, my colleague Shreya will cover the website modules. That's the surveyor profile portal and the admin portal, after which I'll come back and show you the app.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Shreya, and I'm going to tell you about the marine website, which will highlight the core objective of getting the surveyors to update their profile. So this website will be linked to the official IIMS website. So once the IIMS surveyor and the admin logs into the IIMS website, they can click on the icon where the laser is pointing to. Clicking on the surveyor search icon, they can visit our website. So let's start looking at the surveyor module first. So once the surveyor logs in, he'll be presented with the screen. So this is the profile screen for the surveyor. He'll be able to view his current profile as present in the IIMS database. He can view his qualifications, his list of surveys undertaken, etc. If he wishes to update his profile, he can do that by clicking on the edit link present here. So clicking on edit brings him to the edit profile screen. So this will allow him to update his profile information. He can update his qualification, add up countries serviced in, modify his surveys undertaken. There's also a provision for the surveyor to attach documents for his qualification and the surveys undertaken. After he submits the form, the request for approval will be sent to the IIMS admin, and at the same time, we will have a confirmation email been sent to the surveyor. Additionally, we have a My Record screen which shows the history of changes made to the profile by the surveyor till date. Clicking on any of the records gives him the details of the record. He can view the attached documents and review his information. That's all with the surveyors module. Let's start looking at the admin module now. So once the IIMS admin logs in, we will present this screen to him. So whenever a surveyor updates his profile, the request will be displayed on the screen. So there are filters available with the legends up, like pending, denied, and accepted, basis which the admin can quickly filter and get the pending requests which are awaiting his action. He can even see the list of records denied so far and the ones which have been approved so far. So clicking on the surveyor details will allow the admin to review the profile changes made by the surveyor, and the attached documents can be reviewed by him. Accordingly, the surveyor, the admin, will proceed by either approving or denying the request. It's only when the request is approved, the updated information of the surveyor will then reflect onto the Marine Surveyor Search app. Lastly, we have a screen called Manage Surveyors. This is the master screen which will allow the admins to control the visibility of the surveyor in the Marine Surveyor Search app. That's it. Thank you. Michelle will continue.
All right, so we'll start with the app now. In order to search the app on the Play Store or App Store, please search for Marine Surveyor Search. Once you install the app, a splash screen comes. You can then you're then presented with the login screen. You can click on Create Account below the login. So that is for first-time users. So once you do that, you are presented with a registration screen. Put in your email address, after which you're given a verification code at the email address. You can then set your password, and then you come back to the login screen, and yeah, key in those details, your email address and the password, hit login. You're given a brief summary of the IIMS. Clicking on the Let's Get Started, you now come to the home screen, right? So you can search a surveyor by name. If you know the surveyor name up front, please go ahead and put in the surveyor name right here in the search bar. Else, you can search the surveyor by his proficiency. You may follow the two buttons to look at the area of specialization. After which you come to the type of surveys, select the survey category and the subcategory. This is not mandatory, but acts like a filter to search the surveyors. Else you can view all the surveyors if you do not select the survey category and the subcategory. So this is just a snapshot of the survey categories that are into the app and some of the subcategories belonging to the particular category. Okay, next we select the country that you want to search your surveyors from. If we have the location settings that have to be allowed for any app. So if you allow the location settings to be on the app, it will show you your geographic country that you're in. Else it will display you England as the default country. Right, and then the next is the port. The second is the port. So you can search them by port. Again, this is not mandatory. It will, if you do not select the port, it shows you all the surveyors across the ports in the country. Following which, we come to the search results that are now displayed. So this is the list of surveyors. They are sorted basis CPD compliance. Those who are CPD compliant will come up at the top of your search, followed by the ratings that are given to the surveyors. There is a small heart icon. You can click on the heart icon to add the surveyor to your favorites. We also have a filter option down, all right, which helps you to search the surveyors. So these are some of the filters: country, CPD compliance, qualifications, and the membership grades. Coming back to the search results, so clicking on any of the surveyors brings you to give more details of the surveyor. That's the surveyor profile screen. So some of the details include the types of surveys undertaken, the country, port, qualifications, his website, if it's available in the IIMS database, etc. We also have the call and the email functionality. So clicking on call then opens the dialer in your phone, where again you need to click on yes, it shows you the phone number after that, and you can call the surveyor directly. Similarly, the email brings up the screen, and you can type in your message. An email then gets sent out to the surveyor. We have the surveyor's name right at the top. We do not show the surveyor's details in the app so as to be GDPR compliant. However, the user's details are sent in the email to the surveyor. So the surveyor can then has the option to come back to you. All right, if you find or the user finds that the surveyor details as per the database may be incorrect, he may click on the report invalid contact details checkbox there, which brings up this screen where yeah, you can say whether the phone number or the email contact may be incorrect, and the IIMS admin can then take appropriate action. This is a disclaimer that needs to be read and understood. It's there in the app. All right, so from the home screen, we have a navigation drawer for use to go through each of the screens. So for example, clicking on my favorites brings you to this screen where you can see the surveys that you added as favorites are there. Similarly, if you click on the recent in the navigation drawer, if you click on the recent views, you'll see the surveys that you have recently viewed the profiles of. Also present in the drawer is the rating module. You can go ahead and rate the surveyors that you have engaged with. And the rating is from 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest. The disclaimer screen also comes up. Similarly, the users can update their profile. You can contact us so we can help maybe improve the app, put in maybe new features, or if there is any issue that you're facing, you can also contact us. This is details of the developers with our website. The terms and conditions are also available. There's a help document in the app, so those who do not find difficulty using the app can access the help document. This is how you can contact eDot Solutions by sending an email to us at contact@edot-solutions.com. So let me start with the demo now. Minimize this. All right, so that's the app on my mobile phone. A shortcut icon is placed. I'm going to click on the shortcut icon. It opens the home screen. I'm skipping the login procedures. So now, as explained, I can put in the survey name. I'm going to simply bring up the profile of Ruchin in this case. All right, so then you can just search a surveyor using his name. So it's going to happen soon now. All right, click on the home icon right at the top to go back to the main screen. So now we are going to try and attempt to search a surveyor basis. We'll search for merchant and commercial vessel surveyors. I'm going to skip the type of categories here. I'll just click on next. And UK has, England has come as the default country. I'll just select one of the ports, Liverpool. We'll bring up the surveyors in Liverpool. So we have 4 surveyors. Let me add one of them as favorites. So I've added Mark as my favorite. Let me click and view his profile as well. So gives me briefly what is the types of surveys that he does. I can call or email, so no, as I mentioned before. Let me go back to the home screen. I'll briefly also show you the navigation drawer. So these are the surveyors I've added as my favorites. Also showing you the recent views. All right. You have the number. I think I don't need to really dial your number. Ringing, okay. All right, so once I've engaged contact with a particular surveyor, he will also come into my rate surveyors. Otherwise, it will not come. Only because I've called or emailed you, I'm able to rate you. All right? Yeah. So I think that's about it. Before I conclude, I'd like to say that like the CPD and the eCIMED applications, the Marine Surveyor Search also is driven by strong web service calls that are made. In order to ensure that all the apps work on a multitude of devices with changing technologies, new software updates, different screen sizes, we develop the apps using native frameworks, and believe me, a lot of time is spent doing ruthless testing of the apps. So you can be rest assured, however, that with the backing of over 50 plus developers who are committed to ensure that you have a good user experience, that you are definitely in safe hands. All right, so before I conclude, on behalf of the entire team of eDot Solutions, I would like to thank Mike and the IIMS once again for giving us the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have any questions? I'm not sure.
I don't know if you've got questions. We probably blinded you all the slides. It's quite a big technological leap for us, as you can see. Alessio now has a question. I would encourage you all to go and download it and have a play with it. And then if you've got some feedback, good, bad, or indifferent, we'd really welcome that. It has already gone through. I don't know how many versions we've launched now. Are we on version 5, or what have we done? 4 or 5 we've put out, haven't we? Since we started, how many versions have we done? Yeah, quite a few versions. So it's being updated all the time. Alessio. And now we leave everything to the joke of some guys just picking stars. After they just send you an email. Yeah, no. That needs a bit of clarification. The first thing is, I think you've got to have 5 ratings, haven't you, before anything happens. You won't get an average score until you've got 5 ratings. And no, we're not going to allow people just to email you and then put a rating on there. So a survey needs to be done and concluded and carried out. We're not just going to allow people to willingly do that. And if it's being abused, rest assured we will stop any abuse. So it's not designed to really be a TripAdvisor of marine surveying. Yeah.
So it's 5 ratings from 5 different surveyors, not just the same survey over and over again. Same user over and over again.
Yeah. So we will be managing that and monitoring that closely. The other thing I think I should say is just on the website, we whizzed through some website screens there. That's going to need a little bit of tuition, a little bit of guidance from us. We need to write just a few pages to explain what you can do, and if you submit something, what's going to happen, what the process is. But right at the start of all of this, we've had a couple of hundred downloads of the app. There is activity taking place. People are emailing and calling, so it's kind of underway, but very early days. Surveyor, can you use the microphone, please?
Have you considered going into the offices of underwriters, their nightclubs, to employ surveyors or employees and run a similar demonstration?
Well, yes is the answer. I know 3P nightclubs already using them, one of whom is Harry Subramaniam out at Ship Owners in Singapore, who told me that he's using it now and thinks it's brilliant. So it's just a process. Yes, of course, is the answer. We need to be doing all of that. And
when we get our accreditation program up, we will have some kind of assurance from there of absolutely suggest that the surveyor has already taken to add to the visibility.
So it's our first step, but I think from a technological point of view, I'm sure you'll agree it's a very encouraging start. But watch this space. This is something that will build and build.